Why The Office failed after Michael retired. It's no shock that even before Michael retired, the show was going downhill. But after this, it really did leave a gaping hole. Now, in real life, Steve Carell's contract with CBC had retired, and he went off, since he was a huge movie star at the time, to go just move on from The Office, and honestly, props to him for staying the entire length. The show was good and it was big, but it wasn't as big as having a household name like Steve Carell. But enough about real talk. Let's go back to The Office. Instead of just saying that he left, they had a long entire season of just Michael's last goodbyes, ending with him obviously retiring and moving to Colorado with Holly to be in a new life. And yes, he does show up for the last episode when boys get married, but that's it. But you still had these huge 2 seasons without Micheal Scott. And how are you supposed to make The Office without Michael? Notably one of the biggest stars and the person that plays the main character. Now you could argue that Jim was actually supposed to be the main character, but after season 4, I don't think they really knew what to do after him getting married. Yeah, sure, they gave him 2 kids and stuff, but that wasn't a huge point of the show. And so for everyone else, people thought that they're going to continue and find a new manager. And they thought that it was obvious. It was obviously always going to be Dwight. Dwight was Michael's best friend. He was the one that would be there for the rough and the great times, and he would always be with Michael and obviously pick him first. Instead, they gave it to Ed Helms, aka Andy, from the show, and that was a huge thing. Now, it wasn't that bad, I would never say it, and I feel like Andy's character was okay at best, but coming back from being an obvious awful person to redeeming himself and being a boss, that's a great thing. And I felt like if they dove into that better, that it would have worked, but they were just so caught up in trying to make them feel like, oh, Andy's the new Michael. And they tried kind of replacing Michael and acting like nothing really happened. Here's the thing, you can never replace Micheal Scott. Now, we also can't forget about Robert California, who was going to be the manager but went up in CEOs. We also can't not forget about Will Ferrell's character. I forget what his name is, but we slowly found out during episodes that when he was with Michael, they were great, but when he was just with the characters, he was slowly turning into this person that you didn't want to work with, and it just didn't really match. It wasn't a Scott, so they figured that out and they slowly got rid of him. Actually, it wasn't really slow, it was kind of fast. He just gets injured and leaves, but you get what I'm saying. But pretty much through this all, after Micheal Scott retires, they forced him into 3 characters. Robert California, a new girl named Nellie, which I personally hate so much, and Andy. Now, I'm gonna rank them kind of. Robert California, he's okay. You have to think of him kind of like a boss in a way of he gives out this kind of voice, and he's kind of like the part of Michael that's a little bit stricter, but he can also stretch. Although Andy's role is a little different. Before, Andy was a salesman, and he was not the best, as we all find out, as he hasn't made a sale technically for a while. But then we also learn about how he has anger management, and then he goes away for a while, has anger management, and then comes back and he should be all fine. They kind of stretch him, which I think that is okay, from a guy that uses Michael in the first few episodes that he's in with them, and to a guy that's kind of laughably funny. You laugh at him. which I don't think. I think that when he went to anger management, that was the last we saw of him, but I guess not. Obviously probably because Elliot Helms became a huge actor doing like the Hangover movies, but it's okay. But they stretch him to this like, hey, look he's doing something funny. You have to laugh at him. And probably lost a lot of the charm. And Nellie. Now Nellie, I personally, because she has the worst sides of Michael, in my opinion. She has the sides that are like, I can do whatever I want and no one can get out of it. Which with Michael, it was funny because he had the personality of Andy and Robert California all in one. But once they separated these, all you had was a girl that just stole Andy's office for no reason, did all this, got mad at him, and said that to Robert California. This is fair. He's the manager of this place. This girl can't just take everything she wants. She's so bratty, and I hate this girl with all of my heart. I hope that this girl, I don't know. I hope that the magicians come back and steal her ex. Not all, but like, they were already declining, so that wasn't a good thing. But they still tried to make it up and tried to like force Robert California out of here. They also did the same with Nellie, and they kept Andy. I'm okay with them keeping Andy. I think that Andy was a great character, and Nellie and Robert California, they're kind of just side pieces for maybe a little bit of season 9. But in season 8, this is why people call it the worst season. Like, in my opinion, if it was started like that and went all the way, I don't think it would have been that bad. But it was just like the sudden change in them trying to figure out what to do now that they don't have their Micheal Scott. And they thought that the best way was to just make Micheal Scott into multiple people so that people wouldn't notice. I think we all noticed. And of course it ended after season 9, and you can't really do anything about it. You just kind of have to watch it go. Anyway, that's all for The Office. I hope you like this. It's a little bit different from my hockey videos, but I'm really excited to do. I'm trying to branch out into different things, and you know, if this gets as much views kind of as the other videos, because I think that I'm doing okay for a starting channel. I don't think I'm doing the best, obviously, but you know, it's okay. You know, I'm excited to see what will happen in the future. If you do like this video, hit the like button. I'm not really into that stuff. I don't think that stuff is the best. I just like putting information out to the internet. I don't think that it's wrong. If it is, I'm super sorry. Anyway, bye-bye.